Love doesn't always make a grand entrance. Sometimes it shows up in the smallest, most ordinary moments. The way he looks at you when you're not watching, the way he texts you just to say nothing in particular, or how he suddenly starts remembering things you thought no one noticed. When a guy is genuinely into you, it's rarely about over-the-top gestures or dramatic confessions. Instead, it's about the little things he does consistently and quietly, often without even realizing that he's revealing his feelings. In a world where people are often guarded with their emotions, these subtle signs can be easy to miss. Many men don't express affection through long talks or poetic words. Instead, they show it through action, small, everyday choices that together paint a picture of growing emotional attachment. He may not say, "I like you" out loud, but his behavior will start to reflect a shift. You'll notice him paying more attention, making time for you, or simply being more present in the details of your life. These moments may seem small in isolation, but when viewed together, they reveal something powerful. He's not just being nice, he's emotionally drawn to you. From how often he smiles around you to how carefully he listens when you speak, his actions begin to tell a story his words haven't caught up to yet. And the more emotionally invested he becomes, the more these little things start to surface, often in ways he's not even aware of. What makes these signs so meaningful is their sincerity. They're not about showing off or trying to impress. They're about comfort, closeness, and genuine interest. He remembers your favorite drink, checks in when you're quiet, or simply chooses to sit beside you without needing a reason. These behaviors come from a place of emotional connection, not obligation. And that kind of connection, when it shows itself, speaks volumes. This video is for anyone who's ever wondered if a guy is truly into them, but didn't know how to tell. If you found yourself questioning his actions or overanalyzing his words, it's time to stop and pay attention to the little things instead. Because when a man really likes you, he doesn't just tell you once. He shows you in quiet, consistent ways that feel easy to overlook, but are impossible to fake. In this breakdown, we'll explore 15 little things guys do when they're really into you. Each one is a small window into his feelings. Simple, honest, and deeply revealing. If you recognize several of these signs, there's a good chance his heart is already a few steps ahead of his words. Sometimes the biggest truths come wrapped in the smallest actions. You just have to know what to look for. 1. He remembers random details you mention. When a man is genuinely into you, he pays attention in a way that goes beyond casual interest. One of the most meaningful signs of this is how he remembers the random details you share, things you may not even recall mentioning. These aren't major confessions or dramatic stories. They're often small, fleeting moments that come up in regular conversation. But to him, they matter because they came from you. Whether it's the way you take your coffee, the name of a childhood pet, or a specific song you said you liked, these little pieces of information stay with him. Not because he's trying to impress you, but because he's emotionally engaged. Your words carry weight, and he listens with intention. His memory becomes selective in your favor, holding on to anything that reveals more about who you are, what you feel, and what matters to you. This kind of attentiveness isn't loud or performative. It's quiet and consistent. It shows he's not just hearing you, he's truly listening. And when someone remembers what most people would forget, it means they're not just focused on the moment. They're building a deeper connection over time. He may bring these details up later in conversation or act on them in small but thoughtful ways, showing you that he sees you, not just your surface. Remembering small things is more than a sweet gesture. It's an emotional signal. It shows he values your presence and cherishes your voice, even in passing moments. And that level of attention doesn't come from someone who's indifferent. It comes from someone who is slowly, surely, and sincerely falling for you. When your words linger in his mind long after you've spoken them, that's when you know. His feelings are real. 2. He finds excuses to be near you. When a man is truly interested in you, being around you becomes something he seeks out, even if he doesn't always admit it directly. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or a clear invitation, he starts finding little excuses just to be near you. These reasons might seem casual on the surface, but underneath, they're driven by a deeper desire to stay close, to feel connected, and to create opportunities for more time with you. He may offer to help with something minor, strike up a conversation that doesn't really need to happen, or simply show up in spaces where he knows you'll be. These moments aren't forced. They feel natural to him because your presence has become something he enjoys and craves. Being close to you brings him comfort, excitement, and a sense of emotional safety. Even if it's just sitting beside you quietly or sharing the same space during ordinary moments, it still matters to him. This behavior shows that he's no longer content with distance. Physical closeness becomes a form of emotional closeness. It's how he learns your energy, your rhythms, and the way you move through the world. He starts to make space for you in his day without needing a big reason. These excuses are his quiet way of saying, I want to be near you because it makes me feel better just being around you. Over time, these small actions add up to something powerful. They show intention, consistency, and care. When someone goes out of their way to create proximity, even in the most subtle ways, it's a clear sign that what they feel isn't casual anymore. It's growing, quietly but surely, into something much more meaningful. 3. He texts you without needing a reason. When a man is really into you, he doesn't need a specific reason to text you. He just wants to talk to you. The conversation doesn't have to be important or deep. What matters to him is the connection. Whether it's a random thought, a funny meme, or just a simple hey, his message is less about the content and more about staying close to you in some way. Reaching out becomes a part of his routine, not because he has something to say, but because he genuinely wants to keep you in his day. These kinds of texts are a quiet way of saying, you're on my mind. He isn't trying to impress you or win you over with perfect words. He just wants to be present in your world. Even when there's no clear topic, he creates conversation, because silence feels like distance he doesn't want. It's not about needing attention. It's about offering his. Being in contact, even in a small way, makes him feel emotionally connected to you, and that feeling becomes something he doesn't want to let go of. This habit may seem small, but it's deeply revealing. When someone takes time out of their day to speak to you without expectation or agenda, it shows emotional presence. He values the sound of your voice, your thoughts, your energy, so much that just having you in a message thread is enough to brighten his day. It's a sign that what he feels for you is growing. And in a world full of distractions, a man who reaches out simply because he wants to is showing you that you've already become something meaningful in his life. 4. He gets a little shy or nervous around you. When a man genuinely likes you, even if he's usually confident or outgoing, you might notice a shift in his behavior when he's around you. He becomes a little shy or nervous. This isn't because he's unsure of himself in general, but because what he feels around you is real. He starts to care more about how he's perceived, what he says, and how you respond to him. That emotional vulnerability, even if it's subtle, shows up as hesitations, fidgeting, or a slight change in tone. His heart is more involved than he lets on, and it shows in these quiet, human moments. Nervousness is often a sign of emotional investment. It's not fear, it's the pressure of wanting things to go right. When he's falling for you, every word, every glance, every moment carries weight for him. He may overthink his responses, avoid too much eye contact, or laugh a little awkwardly when there's nothing funny. These reactions aren't signs of weakness. They're signs that he sees you as someone special, someone whose opinion truly matters. This kind of nervous energy is also a sign of respect. He doesn't want to mess things up because you've become important to him. Even if he tries to play it cool, those brief, unguarded moments say everything. And often, those slight stumbles or bashful smiles are far more honest than smooth words or confident charm. Over time, as he grows more comfortable, that nervousness may soften. But in the beginning, it's one of the purest signs of emotional truth. When a man becomes shy or a little uncertain in your presence, it's because he's not just interested. He's beginning to feel something real, something that matters more than he expected. 5. He mirrors your tone or body language. When a man is genuinely interested in you, his body starts responding before his words do. One of the clearest unconscious signs is that he begins to mirror your tone, gestures, or posture without even realizing it. This kind of physical and verbal mimicry is a natural psychological response when someone feels a strong emotional connection or attraction. It's the body's way of creating harmony and showing that it's in sync with the person in front of them. If you cross your arms, he might do the same a few seconds later. If you lean in slightly while speaking, you may notice him leaning in too. When you speak softly or with a certain rhythm, he unconsciously adjusts his tone to match yours. These subtle reflections are not about copying, they're about comfort. It means that, on some level, he's tuning into your energy and creating a shared emotional rhythm. Mirroring helps build trust and closeness, even without words. It makes the other person feel seen, understood, and connected. When a man does this naturally around you, it's not a tactic. It's a sign that his focus is on you, and he's emotionally present. His body is expressing a desire to relate to you, to match your vibe, and to connect in a way that feels effortless. This behavior often goes unnoticed by both people in the moment, but it reveals something powerful. It shows that he's not just attracted to your appearance, he's drawn to your presence. His body language says what he might not be ready to put into words yet, that he feels aligned with you, and he's already starting to move through the world with you in mind. 6. He compliments you in subtle, genuine ways. When a man is truly into you, his compliments often come in quiet, sincere ways, rather than dramatic or overly rehearsed lines. He notices the things that others overlook and mentions them in a way that feels natural, not forced. It's not about flattery or trying to impress. It's about expressing appreciation for who you are in moments that feel real. These compliments often touch on your character, your energy, or the small details that show he's been paying attention. Instead of commenting on just your appearance, he might compliment how you think, how you handle situations, or the way your presence makes him feel. His words are thoughtful, specific, and personal, showing that what he admires about you goes beyond the surface. He might say you have a calming voice, a contagious laugh, or a strong sense of intuition. These aren't lines meant to charm you. They're quiet truths that slipped out because he genuinely sees your value. This kind of complimenting shows emotional depth. It means he's not just looking at you, he's seeing you. He's taking in who you are, not just how you look. And when someone admires your mind, your spirit, and your way of being, that's a reflection of real emotional connection. He's falling for more than just the idea of you. He's appreciating the real, everyday version of you. These subtle compliments may not always stand out in the moment, but they carry weight because they're honest and uncalculated. When a man consistently uplifts you in quiet ways, it's a sign that his feelings are steady and sincere. He doesn't need grand gestures to show his admiration. His words, simple and heartfelt, are already doing that one soft sentence at a time. 7. He notices changes in your mood or appearance. When a man is truly into you, he becomes unusually attentive to even the smallest shifts in how you feel or look. He may not always comment on it directly, but he notices, whether it's a slight change in your tone, the way you're sitting, or a look in your eyes that doesn't match your usual energy. He picks up on it. This kind of awareness shows he's emotionally tuned into you. He's not just observing the surface. He's feeling the difference between your good days and your quiet ones. He may ask if you're okay when you haven't said a word, or offer comfort without being prompted. And when it comes to your appearance, it's not about vanity or superficial compliments. It's about the way he sees you, fully and attentively. If you change something small, your hairstyle, your clothes, your perfume, he notices because he's already accustomed to your presence. And any shift draws his eye. His attention is personal, not performative. This level of observation reflects emotional investment. When someone is falling for you, they don't need big signs to realize something's different. They just feel it. Your happiness starts to matter to them in a quiet but significant way. They don't just want to be around you. They want to understand you, support you, and respond to your emotional state with care. Being seen in this way, without having to explain yourself, is one of the most comforting signs of real connection. When a man notices what most people miss, it's not by accident. It's because he's paying attention to your heart as much as your words. And that kind of attention only comes when what he feels for you is real. 8. He offers help before you even ask. When a man is genuinely into you, he starts anticipating your needs before you even voice them. This isn't about trying to prove something. It's about genuine care. He pays attention to what you're going through, how you're feeling, and what you might need in the moment, and he steps in to offer help without waiting to be asked. Whether it's something small like carrying something heavy, checking in when you seem overwhelmed, or taking initiative in situations where support is needed, his actions speak louder than words. This kind of help isn't performative. He's not doing it to get praise or to impress you. He's doing it because he's emotionally invested in your comfort, your peace of mind, and your happiness. Helping becomes his way of being close to you, of showing you that he's paying attention and that your well-being matters to him. You might notice that he's quick to offer a solution when you seem stressed or silently takes care of something, just to make your day a little easier. His support feels natural, not forced. And that's what makes it so powerful. It means he's thinking about your needs and your life beyond just his role in it. It's an emotional presence that says, "I'm here. I've got you." It's thoughtful, consistent, and often so well-timed that it surprises you in the best way. When someone steps in before you even reach for help, it's a clear reflection of deep emotional connection. It means he's not just noticing you. He's involved, invested, and already thinking of you as someone he wants to take care of. And that kind of instinctive kindness is one of the purest signs that he's falling, quietly but completely. 9. He teases you playfully, but respectfully. When a man is really into you, he often expresses it through playful teasing, but always with a sense of respect and warmth. It's his way of creating closeness, testing comfort, and keeping the connection light and fun. This kind of teasing isn't meant to hurt or embarrass. It's gentle, affectionate, and aimed at making you smile. It shows he's paying attention to the little things about you and using them to connect, not to criticize. There's a unique kind of intimacy that develops through shared laughter and private jokes. When he teases you playfully, it's a sign he feels relaxed around you and wants you to feel the same. It breaks tension, invites banter, and often reflects a deeper desire to be emotionally close. It's his way of saying, "I enjoy being around you," without needing to be too serious or vulnerable all the time. And when the teasing is done with care, it creates a safe space for emotional connection beneath the humor. What makes this kind of teasing meaningful is the balance. It never crosses the line into anything mean-spirited. He knows your limits, and if something doesn't sit well, he adjusts. That sensitivity proves it's not just fun for him, it matters how you feel. His respect is the foundation, and the teasing rests on top of it, like a shared secret between the two of you. When a man uses humor to draw you in, to make you laugh, and to build chemistry, it's a sign that he's thinking about you in more than just a casual way. It's light-hearted on the surface, but underneath, it's a form of connection, a way of saying, you matter to me, and I love the way we interact. 10. He shows interest in your hobbies or passions. When a man is genuinely into you, his curiosity naturally extends to the things that bring you joy. He begins to show interest in your hobbies, passions, and the parts of your life that matter most to you, not because he wants to pretend or impress, but because he genuinely wants to understand what makes you light up. Whether it's music you love, books you read, causes you care about, or creative work you do, he listens closely, asks questions, and tries to engage with those parts of you. This kind of interest is deeper than surface-level attention. It means he's not just focused on who you are around him. He's also interested in who you are when you're on your own. He wants to step into your world, even if just for a moment, because the things that matter to you start to matter to him too. His willingness to learn about your passions shows respect for your individuality and a desire to connect beyond just attraction. You may notice that he remembers the details you share, brings up things you've mentioned, or even makes an effort to experience them for himself. That effort, even if small, is a quiet sign of emotional investment. He's not just watching from the sidelines, he's choosing to participate in what brings you fulfillment, even if it's unfamiliar to him. This behavior reveals sincerity. It shows that he's thinking long-term, imagining himself not just as part of your life, but part of what you love. And when someone starts to care about your world because they care about you, it's a powerful sign that what he's feeling isn't temporary, it's real, growing, and rooted in true emotional connection. 11. He keeps the conversation going, even over small things. When a man is really into you, even the most ordinary conversations become meaningful to him. He doesn't wait for deep topics or big questions to stay engaged. He keeps the dialogue flowing because he simply enjoys interacting with you. Whether it's about your day, a random thought, or something trivial, he puts effort into continuing the exchange. The conversation isn't about the subject, it's about the connection. He might ask follow-up questions, share little stories, or respond with warmth and interest even when the topic doesn't demand much. It's his way of creating a rhythm with you, of making space for your presence in his life, no matter how small the moment might seem. These conversations become a thread that ties the two of you together through consistency and emotional presence. This kind of communication reveals more than politeness. It shows emotional investment. He's not texting or talking just out of habit or convenience. He's doing it because your voice, your thoughts, and your energy matter to him. Even silence doesn't scare him. He finds comfort in simply keeping the exchange alive. He wants to stay connected, not because he feels obligated, but because talking to you feels like a part of his day that he doesn't want to go without. When someone keeps the conversation going, especially over small things, it means you've become more than a fleeting interest. You're becoming part of his inner world, and he's trying to build closeness, little by little. In a world where attention is often short-lived, his willingness to stay in the moment with you, even over something simple, is a clear sign that what he feels is sincere, steady, and growing stronger every day. 12. He introduces you to his friends, or talks about you to them. When a man truly likes you, one of the most revealing signs is how he begins to include you in the world he's already built, especially with the people closest to him. He might introduce you to his friends directly, or even before that, talk about you when you're not around. This kind of mention isn't casual. It means you've become important enough that he wants others to know who you are and where you stand in his life. The way he brings you up to his friends speaks volumes. If he talks about your qualities, your conversations, or things you've done together, it shows that he's thinking about you, even when you're not there. It also signals that he's not keeping his feelings hidden or compartmentalized. He's integrating you into the parts of his life that matter to him. These introductions or mentions aren't accidental. They're intentional steps that reveal growing attachment and pride in being connected to you. When he's ready to have you meet his circle, it shows a desire for something deeper. He's not just interested in private moments. He wants you to be part of his public life too. That openness reflects trust, respect, and a level of seriousness that goes beyond casual dating or flirtation. It's a way of saying, you matter enough to be part of what I value. Inclusion in his social world is one of the clearest indicators of real emotional investment. It's about more than just names or faces. It's about being seen, acknowledged, and accepted by the people who know him best. When a man does that, it means he's no longer just liking you quietly. He's starting to build a space for you in his life. 13. He remembers important dates or events in your life. When a man genuinely likes you, he pays attention to more than just what you say. He remembers the moments that matter to you. Whether it's your birthday, an upcoming job interview, a family event, or even the anniversary of something personal, he holds on to those dates because they're important to you. And when something is important to you, it becomes meaningful to him too. This kind of memory isn't driven by obligation or routine. It's fueled by emotional connection. He listens when you speak, not just to respond, but to understand and remember. These dates may seem small or forgettable to others, but to him, they stand out because they're tied to your story. He might bring them up before you do, check in on the day, or do something thoughtful to acknowledge the moment. Those actions reflect care, effort, and presence. Remembering these things shows you're not just part of his present. You're on his mind even when you're not together. It proves that he sees you as more than a casual connection. Your highs, lows, and milestones matter to him, and he wants to be someone who shares in them, supports you through them, and celebrates with you. This attention to detail is one of the clearest signs of growing affection. When a man keeps track of the days that mean something to you, it shows his heart is already involved. It's his way of saying, you matter enough that I want to remember your life, not just live mine. And in relationships, that kind of attentiveness is a quiet but powerful form of love. 14. He listens carefully and asks follow-up questions. When a man is truly interested in you, the way he listens becomes noticeably different. He doesn't just hear your words, he absorbs them. He pays attention to your tone, your expressions, and the meaning behind what you're saying. More importantly, he remembers what you've shared and follows up on it later, showing that he values your thoughts and is mentally present in the conversation. His questions aren't random, they're thoughtful, specific, and clearly connected to what you've said before. This kind of listening isn't passive. It's active, intentional, and emotionally engaged. It means he's not just making conversation for the sake of filling time. He's genuinely trying to understand who you are. He wants to know what matters to you, how you think, what your experiences have been, and what's going on in your world. He asks about things you may have mentioned days or even weeks ago, proving that you've stayed in his mind. When someone listens at this level, it's a sign of respect. It shows that he takes your words seriously and that your voice has weight in his world. It also reveals vulnerability. He's letting you guide parts of the interaction because he wants to know the real you. That curiosity is rooted in emotional connection. He's not just spending time with you, he's investing in understanding you. This kind of attentiveness creates emotional intimacy. It builds trust, deepens communication, and forms a foundation that's hard to fake. When a man listens carefully and remembers what you say, he's quietly telling you, "You matter. I care." And in a world full of distractions, someone who chooses to stay tuned into you is someone whose feelings are already running deep. 15. He smiles more when he's around you. When a man truly likes you, his entire energy shifts in your presence. And one of the most genuine signs of that is how often he smiles when he's around you. This smile isn't forced or polite. It's natural, unguarded, and sometimes even uncontrollable. It's the kind of expression that appears the moment he sees you, when you say something unexpected, or even when you're simply nearby without saying a word. His face softens, his eyes light up, and there's a kind of joy that surfaces without effort. Smiling around someone is often a subconscious reflection of how comfortable and happy that person makes us feel. When a man finds himself smiling more often when you're near, it means your presence lifts his mood and brings out a lighter, more open side of him. It's a physical response to emotional warmth. He might smile even during quiet moments, or when you're talking about something random. Not because the moment is funny, but because being with you feels good. This kind of smile is honest, and it reveals more than he might say out loud. It shows he feels safe, seen, and happy with you. His body is reacting to your presence in a way that words can't always explain. These smiles may be brief or lingering, but they're always telling. They show a growing emotional connection, a rising affection that's becoming harder for him to hide. When someone smiles more just by being around you, it's a clear and beautiful sign that you've begun to affect their heart. In the simplest moments, without planning or performance, his happiness reveals itself. And in those quiet, smiling moments, his feelings speak louder than anything he could ever say.